Web Show, hosted by me, LaTanya Taylor. And as you can see now, we have Mr. Wendell Moss, who's joined us. Welcome to the show.
Thank you. Thank you for having me.
Of course. This is long overdue, right? Long overdue. So me and Wendell have talked about his book before and having him on the show. So we're going to definitely have a follow-up to this show in regard to this. One of the big things that I want to make sure that we do is let's put on an actual event for our authors and writers and do a show for them. So I'm working behind the scenes on that, so hopefully you'll be a part of that before the end of the summer. Well, I know that you've written the book Big Time.
Yes, I have.
And I'm going to tell you, I started hearing West End and, different parts of town in the books. I'm like, this got to be based on, what's going on every day. But before we get started, why don't you tell them a little bit about you, Wendell, and how did you get into, writing books? Because you do other things as well, so I won't give all that away. But why don't you tell them a little bit about yourself before we dig in?
Well, I'm an author, writer. I'm a promoter also. I have a stage play that's coming to the Henrico Theater July 25th entitled Resurrection of a Lost Soul.
Wow.
And I do other things as far as selling women accessories and things of that nature.
Wow. So what got you into writing and screenplays? And, is this something when you were in school you was involved in? Or, was you into act? What swayed you that way? Because are you originally from Petersburg?
Yes,
okay,
I am.
Originally from Petersburg.
Yes, I am.
Okay.
Well, I had a wild imagination. So
Imagination.
That's one, and I always used to write in school, and stuff I write about in the urban fiction is some of the things I've experienced, through trials and tribulations, coming up in the streets and whatnot.
So Payday.
Fictitious character.
It is, okay. So
Pigmentation, my imagination.
All right, so nobody we know in particular, or a combination of people we know. I read a little bit about Payday in the book, and you talked about, he's definitely from the streets.
Yes.
A lot of experiences in the streets, and one of the key things of the book is that there are two detectives, maybe more than two, but there are some major detectives that want to see him behind bars by all means possible.
Yes.
Why did you write a book about wanting to send him to jail? Because, and I say this because of the fact that, I think we're all facing all the dynamics of life about, all of our black males are behind, not all of them, a large majority of our black males are incarcerated. And for us, that's very tearful.
Yes.
It's broken up a lot of homes, we can go in so many different directions with that. And for me, it's not the most positive outlook on things. So talk to me about why you went about writing this book about Payday, and how do you see it in a positive light?
This book really, it depicts genocide. It depicts on what goes on every day in the urban or the black community, where you how drugs plagues the community, how drugs actually, takes the youth and destroys the youth, and like you said, breaks up family and destroys family. It tells how the justice system is sometimes injustice, and tells how children is easily persuaded and manipulated into the wrong directions. And it actually, all the stuff is compiled in this book. It actually paints a picture of how things that go on in our urban community in the projects. In Wickham Court, Jackson Wood, or in Petersburg, Pecan Acres, or in any city in America, that has a project, you have this particular problem, genocide.
Okay. So for you feel like you're just telling a story that's what's already happening today.
Exactly.
Are you finding that inmates are picking up your book? Have you gotten any feedback and conversations from
the first book the promotional copy that I gave you, I had to change the cover. And so I changed the cover to this one right here in comparison to the first one, because it's more inmate friendly, because this one right here is going into the prison system.
Oh, yeah.
The first cover was not prison friendly. Anytime you have any type of illicit activity as far as drugs, any weapons that may be displayed on a cover, it would not be allowed into the institutions. So this one right here will be going into the institutions once it's finished the editing process and all of those stuff like that. It'll be going into the institution no later than probably 2 months, and part 2 will probably be out at the beginning of the year.
So have readers had an opportunity to read this in detail outside?
Yes, I've given a lot of promotional copies to people, and getting different feedback, constructive criticism, and whatnot, and the only way you can grow is people critique your work.
Is this the first book that you've written?
Yes, that's the first book. I actually have part 2 already ready, and I'm working on another novel, which is totally different from that, which is called Beauty Shop Gossip.
Beauty Shop Gossip. Okay, now and I am intrigued about that one. So that didn't have anything to do with beauty. What's the movie? It's a movie out. Beauty Shop, Beauty Salon, one of those things.
Good hair.
Something like that. Okay, so that's gonna be pretty interesting. So how long did it take you to get that written?
I would say probably over a 2 or 3 year period of time.
What's the most challenging part about it? The time frame that it takes, and I don't know what's the average of how long it takes someone to write a book, but and I've heard normally around 2 to 5 years sometimes, depending upon the person. I don't know if it's their first book, and I think that sometimes may take a little longer. And I don't know if the other ones start to come into place a little bit more quicker.
Well, the first one was a little more difficult, and the second one was a little more faster.
Yeah.
Sometimes you may face writer's block, or something different of the distraction may distract you, take you off the course of doing what you normally do as a writer. But far as the second one was a little more easier to go ahead because it's part 2 of the first one.
So do y'all go in a room? Do y'all go away to an island? Do you just lock yourself somewhere? How do you even begin to start writing? And the only reason I said I write in a journal. And, I start writing and I put in there what I want to say and I close it up and I keep it going. But you guys are writing massive. So
the technique that I use, I guess everyone's techniques is different. What I like to do is outline a particular chapter, outline some events and whatnot. And then I might put some music on, something that I can actually be motivated, inspired, then go ahead and fill in the blanks from there and just go on and go on and go on.
Okay.
As far as developing different characters, I try to put personalities to each character,
Got it.
And, once you develop the characters, putting different personality with each individual character, you can go on from there.
It goes from there. So we got Big Time 1, Big Time 2 that's currently being written, that'll be coming out soon. Thirdly, you talked about a screenplay that you're going to have. Say that. Correct me.
Yes, screenplay. What is a gospel stage play, which will be at the Henrico Theater July 25th.
Okay, so you have that coming up. Did I miss anything?
No, you didn't.
Okay, good. I wanted to make sure that I was able to capture everything that Wendell currently is working on. So what we're going to do is we're going to take a quick break, and we're going to come right back with the Stir It Up Show. Thank you.